Upon hearing him, Jian asks if he has ever kissed anyone. The young man blushes slightly, and the woman questions why he says nothing, wondering if he really never has. She starts laughing, saying that he really is very innocent. Then Fanyu looks at her and asks again if she can teach him. They lock eyes for a few seconds until the young man reacts and denies it, saying he's talking nonsense. He wonders if he's lost his mind. But Jian moves closer and asks him to look at her. She says she'll teach him step by step, getting even closer and asking him not to be nervous, giving him a light kiss. After that, they look at each other, and Jian says that if he wants to continue, he should close his eyes. He immediately does so, earning praise from the woman, who kisses him right away. After a moment, Fanyu wonders why her lips are so soft. He reflects that the sensation is strange, that he can't move, and it feels like his whole body is going numb. Then, like in a dance, Jian takes his hand, places it on her waist, and asks him to open his mouth a little wider. They continue in a prolonged kiss, enjoying the feeling it gives them. In a moment of clarity, Fanyu thinks he can no longer control his body. He grabs her by the waist, and Jian, in response, lets out a faint sound. That drives the young man crazy, and he quickly pushes her away. He reflects that this is wrong, that he almost lost control, and that if this continues, things could get out of hand. He stands up, leaving Jian confused. Then Fanyu says that the lesson is enough, claiming he thinks he's starting to understand how to do it. But he immediately corrects himself, since that's not what he meant to say, adding that maybe next time they can continue, beginning to speak incoherently, until he stops and declares that he'll return to his room, walking there clumsily. Jian watches him and smiles slightly. Meanwhile, in his room, Fanyu crouches down and keeps thinking that he's going crazy. He wonders if he made the wrong decision and how he could have asked her to teach him. He admits that he truly didn't expect them to end up kissing, and that just now, he almost couldn't stop himself. The next day, when he leaves his room, he runs into Jian, greets her good morning, and she asks if he usually gets up early. He confirms it. But then he admits to himself that he couldn't sleep all night. Jian praises him, saying he's very disciplined for waking up so early. That leaves the young man speechless, as he immediately recalls the previous night with her. His expression changes, and noticing it, Jian asks if he's okay since his face is completely red. But Fanyu can't stop his mind from going back to that night. Then the woman asks if he feels hot, something he confirms after thinking for a moment, since he really does feel very hot. Hearing that, Jian laughs, saying that young people are always hot, so she decides to lower the room temperature. Then Fanyu asks if she's going out. Jian confirms it, explaining that she needs to stop by the office and won't take long. But before leaving, she remembers something. She brings her phone close to his and explains that she's added his fingerprint to the main door and added him as a friend. He thanks her, and she tells him to contact her if he needs anything. She starts to leave, but before going, she looks at him and says that when she comes back, she wants to watch a movie at the cinema with him. Fanyu nods, watching her walk away, left alone. After that, he wonders if he acted normally this time. He thinks that Jian behaved as if nothing had happened the night before. He questions whether he's the only one feeling awkward, and that it's very embarrassing. Meanwhile, on her way to the office, Jian runs into some people, one of them being Shen, whom she greets. Then a blonde woman greets her too. Jian, upon seeing her, says nothing, just sits in her chair staring at the blonde. Then Shen asks if the cake they brought her was good. Dora answers that it was amazing, but Jian interrupts and says it was normal, nothing special. Hearing her, Shen nods and says he thought young people loved sweets. He then asks how her work has been lately and if it's still manageable. She replies that everything's fine and the man is pleased, explaining that President Xia asked him to take good care of her and not to overwork her. Also, if her schedule ever feels too full, she should just let him know and he'll adjust it immediately. Jian listens and says she understands, so he proceeds to explain the reason he gathered them. He's referring to Lulu and Jian. He says they probably haven't had many chances to interact yet, so they don't know each other very well, but that's okay. He explains to Jian that Lulu is still new in the industry, but suddenly received many brand and job offers. Since they're both part of the same production and Jian has more experience, he asks her to look after Lulu a little. He adds that, as she knows, they're a small company and really short-staffed, making it difficult to find proper help quickly. That's why he's assigning Xiaotian as Lulu's assistant for now, clarifying that it's temporary, and once they find the right person, Xiaotian will return to her. He asks Jian if she agrees. She looks at him, remembering when she heard him say that she was just the boss's daughter trying to be a celebrity, asking that they leave her in his hands. He also said she was just a rich girl playing around and not taking this career seriously. He explained that they should just follow the procedure and she'd be fine, thinking she wouldn't get far, but still found her useful. Now, in the present, Jian reflects that he doesn't understand what she's really after, since she knows that all his words are meant to take advantage of her resources while he protects his own golden goose. At that moment, Xiaotian calls her. She smiles and says it's fine, that clearly Lulu needs an assistant more than she does. Just then, the blonde says that's great, adding that she's really kind. She explains that she actually rejected Mr. Shen's idea because she thought it would be a burden for Jian, but knowing she's willing to support her makes her very happy. After the meeting, Xiaotian and Jian leave until someone calls her. It's Lulu, who approaches saying how nice it is that they're not too far apart. She adds that she hadn't had a chance to talk to her and wanted to meet her since their last meeting. She adds, with a touch of admiration, that she really gives off the vibe of an elegant heiress, just like in the movie they're filming. Hearing that, Jian asks Dora if that was a compliment or sarcasm, to which her assistant replies that it's hard to say. Then Lulu says that if she could be friends with such a beautiful woman, she'd be very lucky. Hearing that, Jian thinks it's no wonder they call her the angel on earth, since Yi Lulu truly has a captivating presence. She concludes that this is why she instantly captures the audience's hearts, securing countless sponsorship deals. Moreover, she not only received offers for new dramas right away, but also landed the lead role in her first acting job. Now she understands why Shen favors her so much. Someone like Yi Lulu was born to be a star, and signing her must have felt like winning the lottery. That's why, compared to her family's resources are her only advantage. At that moment, Lulu says that next week they'll likely have a joint appearance. She admits she's looking forward to seeing her on set. She then calls Xiaotian, saying they should both do their best. She explains that Shen still has some matters to discuss with her, so she won't keep them longer. She leaves right away, while Jian watches her go. Then Dora says they'll do their best together. That catches her colleague's attention, who asks what she's talking about. As they enter the elevator, Xiaotian asks Jian if she doesn't think Lulu is a bit over the top. She admits she gets a manipulative vibe from her, acting so friendly all of a sudden, which seems very suspicious. She bets it was Lulu who suggested taking her as an assistant. She warns Jian not to get too close to her, since she might stab her in the back. Jian looks at her and replies that she's not allowed to speak badly about others like that again, especially while working with Lulu. She steps out of the elevator while Xiaotian says she got the message. Meanwhile, Fan Yu is reading information about Xia Jian. He discovers she's a Taiwanese actress and model who rose to fame through commercials. Her father, Xia Shengwen, is the president of Shengtian Enterprises. He reflects that she truly is a celebrity and that her family is as influential as Xiaotian mentioned. He looks at her photos and wonders why she lives alone. He also thinks about the boyfriend she mentioned before. He questions whether she really has a fiancé, and if so, why they did something like kissing yesterday. He admits to himself that it's driving him crazy and that he can't stop thinking about that moment. He thinks that, for her, that kiss probably meant nothing. But for him, it wasn't something he exactly hated. Elsewhere at school, Jejin looks at the wall where Fan Yu saved her. Until her friend calls her and asks what she's looking at, to which the girl replies that it's nothing.